And even in the countries that are rated the highest in terms of women's standing in Scandinavia, like the Icelanders and Norway, the sexual violence rates are quite high. So that is, in many ways, the ultimate frontier of feminist struggle, because that is something that is the most impervious to change. I mean, I don't want to leave this on a negative note. The topic is very heavy, but I think it's just really crucial for all of human society to overcome this expectation that rape is natural, men can't help it, and the kind of collusion that's built in, including by the stories that we tell or hear, and the representations, the visual representations especially, that condition everyone to think that's just how it is. It doesn't have to be that way.
Max Dashew's new book is Women in Greek Mythography. She also hosts a related video on YouTube. To find her vast collection of images, videos, and courses online, visit suppressedhistories.net. Wings thanks Mindy Rand for today's interview. Thanks also to your local community radio stations, Suzette Cullen, and Genevieve Vaughn, whose events can be found at maternalgifteconomymovement.org. The Wings sound logo is from Libana's album A Circle is Cast. I'm Frida Worden. This is the Women's International News Gathering Service.
The Carp. Sunday, 6:30 until 8 p.m. Is that the right one? Okay, there we go. The Carp. Sorry, I couldn't hear myself in the headphones. And it makes me feel odd and weird and not. The Carp. Sunday, 6:30 until 8 p.m. Able to... The Carp. As always, folks, thanks for listening to The Carp. Sunday, 6:30 until 8 p.m.
Homelessness is a lot like musical chairs. Except not with chairs.
When the music stops, more than 250,000 Canadians, many of them children, don't have a home.
But if we act right now with urgency, we can fix it.
Don't let homelessness assumptions get in the way of homelessness solutions. Go to CanadaCanDoIt.ca.
Help the Canadian Alliance to end homelessness.
This is Art, not brought to you by the Chamber of Commerce. This is ckuw 95.9 FM in Winnipeg.
Hello, everybody, boots and saddle on the air. Just relax and listen in your easy rocking chair. Music for the family in that good old-fashioned way. We hope that we can please you, bring you sunshine every day.
Boots and Saddle is brought to you by Park Alleys, Canada's most unique live music venue, featuring roots, country, soul, and jazz 5 nights a week from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Find us at 730 Osborne or online at parkalleys.com.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, friends. Welcome to another edition of Boots and Saddle, your humble home of honky tonk and beautiful country music by beautiful country music singers. I am your host, your new best friend, Sean Burns, and I'm coming right at you from Boots and Saddle headquarters. On the program today, I've got some new and recently released music by Melissa Carper, Big Fancy and the Shitty Cowboys, Michelle Billingsley, and more. Some beautiful country music by beautiful country music singers like Norma Jean, Lefty Frizzell, Rose Lee Maphis, and others. We're going to queue up the Kelsey Walden Show here in Winnipeg next Monday, August 12th at the Park Theater. And somehow, some way, I think maybe, we'll find a way for even more. Here with you folks for the next hour. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you'll enjoy the show. From her 1964 record, Let's Go All the Way. That was Norma Jean with One Way Ticket to the Blues. Her seminal record, if you ask me. And a nice way to shuffle on in. How are you doing this week, friends? Welcome to the program. I am your host, Sean Burns, and I'm happy to be here with you. Even happier that you have chosen to spend some of or all of this hour with me today. One Way Ticket to the Blues, written by Jimmy Dallas, first recorded and released by my main man Porter Wagner in 1961. Norma Jean Beezer's first big break came in 1958 when she became a cast member of the Springfield, Missouri-based ABC TV show Ozark Jubilee. Man, I one time had a great time in Springfield, Missouri, at a real like divey bar called called like Overtime or something. I remember going in there and it was like, you know, the gear was crappy and it was dirty and it was gross. And it felt, honestly, it felt a lot like my hometown of Oshawa, Ontario. I was like, this place is scummy. And it turned out to be a very memorable and fantastic show. While Norma Jean, got a little off topic there, while Norma Jean was on the Ozark Jubilee, Red Foley suggested she shortened her name to Norma Jean. And she recorded briefly for Columbia and then moved to Nashville in 1960, where she became a backup vocalist for Porter Wagoner's touring and television shows. She met Porter on the Jubilee, and her new level of exposure led to a contract with RCA Victor. See how that works? That's why you got Porter's boys there backing her up. Pretty Miss Norma Jean, as she became known, was a member of the Porter Wagoner Show from 61 to 1967 before passing the reins to a newcomer named Dolly Parton. Norma Jean had 13 country singles in Billboard's Country Top 40 between 1963 and 68. She recorded 20 albums for RCA Victor between 1964 and 73. That's right, 20 albums in those 9 years. And she received 2 Grammy nominations and was a Grand Ole Opry member. Later on, after she got married, and back in those days it was just like even worse than it is today, you know. She got married and she had to leave the show. Dolly took over and she went on to live a life, and she still recorded some music, and then she, like so many of us, found her way to the evils and the romance and attraction of the bottle. That ended poorly for her, and I think she became like a born-again Christian and released some gospel-type albums, some praise music. I don't know what they call it. I don't know their life. Great. Okay, now that we've covered all of that, happy to be here with you this week. And what did I do? I went caught the Skinny Dick and the Secret Beach show the other night at Blue Note Park. And I ran into a handful of you who have been tuning in, who said, hey, I heard Skinny Dick on the show. I came down to the Blue Note Park to see the band. Or, hey, I heard Skinny Dick on the show and I was coming down anyway. First time I heard him. Or, hey, thanks for coming back on the air. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 14 of Boots and Saddle 2.0. I feel like I haven't said that in a while, but it's great. You know, I feel like things are going pretty well. You know, I may not be the best husband or father or son or brother or uncle or nephew or neighbor or band leader or band member or musician or member of society, but I think we got a pretty good country music radio program here, and I hope you'll agree. We hear from him every week to close the program, and Mr. Hank Williams sends us off. It's about time we hear a song all the way through from old Hank. A single from 1950, recorded on January 9th, 1950 at Castle Studios in Nashville, released in May of 1950. Why Don't You Love Me Like You Used to Do, a single by Hank Williams with his Drifting Cowboys, became Hank's third #1 country hit. Let's hear it right now. It's Hank Williams on Boots and Saddle.
Well, why don't you love me like you used to do? How come you treat me like a worn-out shoe? My hair's still curly and my eyes are still blue. Why don't you love me like you used to do? Ain't had no loving like a hugging and a kissing in a long, long while. We don't get nearer, further, closer than a country mile. Why don't you spark me like you used to do? And say sweet nothings like you used to coo. I'm the same old trouble that you've always been through. So why don't you love me like you used to do? you be just like you used to be? How come you find so many faults with me? Somebody's changed, so let me give you a clue. Why don't you love me like you used to do? Ain't had no loving like a hugging and a kissing in a long, long while. We don't get nearer, further, closer than a country mile. Why don't you say the things you used to say? What makes you treat me like a piece of clay? My hair's still curly and my eyes are still blue. Why don't you love me like you used to do?
Today in a courtroom, the judge, he set you free to have your somebody new that you love more than me. Our long fight is over now. I'll count the tears that start. I'm free from your name, dear, but you can't divorce my heart. Tonight at your wedding, you two join hand in hand. You'll make the sacred vows with her. You'll place the golden band, a ring that's meant forevermore, that we should never part. You may change her name tonight, dear, but you can't divorce my heart. You two walk down that lonely aisle where the parson waits for you. They'll throw the rice upon your head after you say I do. Your mind will wander back, sweetheart, to where you said to me, I will change your name forever, and we'll share what is to be. That judge can't give you freedom from your weary, guilty past. All the shame and harm you brought to me, your new love, it can't last. You let a jealous heart rule you, that's why we're apart. You may change her name forever, but you can't divorce my heart.
Hello, I'm Eric Sturman, proud owner of Assiniboine Carpet and Upholstery. Are you tired of facing the same issues every time you have your carpets cleaned? It's time for a change. With our meticulous care and guaranteed results, we ensure your satisfaction, backed by our written guarantee. Assiniboine Carpet and Upholstery, where quality meets assurance. Let's transform your carpets today.
Assiniboine Carpet and Upholstery, the last word in carpet cleaning.
You want this, you want that, a new dress and you hat. You want everything you see. That money will buy, you'll get it or die. You want everything but me. And baby, someday if you don't change your ways, all alone you will be. 'Cause you know that I will be saying goodbye. You want everything but me. You know it gets my goat, and then you go out on the spree. Then I get all the bills while you have all the thrills. You want everything but me. And baby, some change your ways, all alone you will be. 'Cause you know that I will be saying goodbye. You want everything but me. You want this, you want that, a new dress, a new hat. You want everything you see. That money will buy, you'll get it or die. You want everything but me. And baby, someday if you don't change your ways, all alone you will be. 'Cause you know that I will be saying goodbye. You want everything but me.
Well, it's a shame it took this long for us to spin a tune by Lefty Frizzell, but what the hell? At least we got to her. One of the greatest to ever do it. Beautiful country music singer. That was Lefty Frizzell with You Want Everything But Me. My research would suggest that it was an unissued 1951 recording that was first released on an LP box set called His Life, His Music in 1984. The song was written by Aubrey Freeman, produced by Don Law, recorded on January 11th, 1951 at Jim Beck's studio at 1101 Ross Avenue in Dallas, Texas. Damn, I just love that Lefty Frizzell. You know, Brennan Lee did a really nice cover of that on her, what's it called? Brennan Lee Sings Lefty Frizzell? I think it's that simple, which is a great little nod to the music of Lefty. And I know that Tim and Jan and maybe some others went down to Fargo last week to catch the Brennan Lee show. I sure wish I could have made it. I'm sure it was a great one. Before Lefty Frizzell, we heard from Rose Lee Mathis from her self-titled 1961 record, You Can't Divorce My Heart. It was written by Chuck Rogers, also recorded by Johnny and Jack, who were a popular country music duo by brothers-in-law Johnny Wright and Jack Anglin. And of course, You Can't Divorce My Heart, also recorded by Lefty Frizzell. So it's not quite a two-pack, but it's like a 1.5-er, right? Give me that, would you? Just give me that at least. Kicking it all off was Hank Williams with Why Don't You Love Me, released as a single in May of 1950. Folks, you are tuned to Boots and Saddle. I'm your host, Sean Burns, your new best friend, in fact, and I want to thank you very much for joining me today. The Boots and Saddle Show week starts every Tuesday as we broadcast here at home base on ckuw 95.9 FM in the highly coveted 11 a.m. to noon p.m. time slot every Tuesday from now until maybe forever. It's also able to stream online at ckuw.ca. If you don't live in Winnipeg, that's fine. I understand. Most of you who are tuning in fact, I don't think you do live here in town. We broadcast in Toronto, Ontario, the certifiable center of the universe, every Thursday from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. on CJTM 1280 a.m. Most recently, well, not most recently, but really recently, we were added to the schedule on CJAM 99.1 FM on both sides of the Detroit River, broadcasting out of Windsor, Ontario, and spilling in over to Detroit and Michigan every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. We lead the way for our friend Joe Stover in the How Do You Do review. He's on after us. He also broadcasts here on CKUW every Friday afternoon. And most recently, we are on CKMS 102.7 FM in Waterloo, Ontario, alternating Mondays from 4 to 5 p.m. every other week for now. Maybe they'll move us around. Maybe we will secure the weekly slot there from 4 to 5 p.m. We'll find out soon, and I'll let you know. Working on a few other stations, and let's cross our fingers. Hopefully we can continue to pepper the good word to you good citizens of country music across Canada and beyond. The show is also archived on the TuneIn Radio app. You can listen live there or listen whenever you want. Speaking of listening whenever you want, follow along, subscribe on the Spotify and the Apple Podcasts. The archived episodes are made available and updated every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central. For now, anyways, that might change, but probably not. Why ruin it and mess with it now? On the socials, you can follow along with us on Instagram and Facebook at Boots and Saddle Show. I think that's all I'm flogging right now. Hey, it's time now for a block of new and recently released music. I got, 4, 5, 6, let's see, at least 5. Melissa Carper's brand new record's called Born in Ya. Came out on July 19th. And I just love her record 2 records ago called Daddy's Country Gold. Played it all on the show here, pre-hiatus. It got a ton of play here at the house. And so anything she does now is worth a listen from me. Hold her in quite high regard. Didn't love the record that followed Daddy's Country Gold. And I'll be honest with you, I don't love Born in Ya, but there's a whole handful of songs that I really do enjoy. I think she's just fantastic. Here's one, a cutesy little number from Melissa Carper called Your Furniture's Too Nice, right here on Boots and Saddle.
Your furniture's too nice for me and my doggy. We're like an old comfy couch, there's a little one in. We like a cozy little mess in our living room. Yes, your furniture's too nice for me and my doggy. Your taste is too refined for me and my doggy. We like the free stuff you find out on the street curb. It could live for a whole year on what it costs to buy your furniture. Your taste is too refined for me and my doggy. We might shed a hair or two in your clean house, drag a little dirt and debris in my head. Just don't feel right without a few laughs. And I just can't be on a bed not made for 3. Your furniture's too nice for me and my doggy. We like Grandpa's old handmade rocking chair. It's too new, it's too stiff. There ain't nothing good to sniff. Your furniture's too nice for me and my doggy. Your furniture's too nice. Sorry, babe, no dice. It just will not suffice for me and my doggy.
Darling, here I write best wishes far away. Seems not long ago, two of us had nothing wrong to say. Only good and good for nothing. Words of sweet caress, hoping you and I were heaven tight. Lovers worthy, yes. But all this time, worried that my heart's no good. And all this time, loving me and wondering if you should. Someday all the clouds will part and the sun will shine right through. Darling, it's up to you. Besides myself, besides the wall, I can hear each teardrop fall, sliding off one by one, 2 and 3. Say a prayer, won't you please? Take all the time you need. Find me here besides myself. things change and that they did. We played out the parts of lovers with all the signals missed. And now we stand the world between us with minds to make. One day she'll come to decision. One day she'll enlighten me. Besides myself, besides the wall, I can hear each teardrop fall, sliding off one by one, two and three. Say a prayer, won't you please? Take all the time you need, and I'll be here beside myself, besides the wall. And I'll be here besides myself, besides the wall.
Well, y'all love to party on Saturday night. We got a neighborhood fuss and fight. When we start bopping all across the floor, comes knock, 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 and tries to beat down the door. We hit quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. Quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. You been rocking and stomping and shaking the ground. You go sky-da-boo-da bebop and you jump around. Hear that rockin' way down the street. Drums so loud, I can't even eat. Hearing that bass go slappity slap. How's the guy supposed to take a nap? I need quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. Quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. You've been rocking and stomping and shaking the ground. You go sky-da-boo-da bebop and you jump around. Arrived at 9:45. Someone complained about the noise again. Said, I know you're just dancing and having a ball. But man, keep it down so he don't call. Saying quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. Quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. They've been rocking and stomping and shaking the ground. And go sky-da-boo-da bebop and jump around. Jump around. Walking home, we heard him yelling on the telephone. Right then and there, we called him out. All together, we began to shout. We yelled, quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. Quiet, quiet, can't stand noise. We hear you yelling for miles around. Stop huffing and a puffing and a jumping around.
Said it was his big break. Biggest baby, be happy for me. I'll be rolling in deep, like we always dreamed. I'll be back a couple days a week. Keep the light burning on for me. Yeah. Loaded up the trunk of his car with his favorite boots and Dad's guitar. Said,
stop that, baby. Always have it with me.
See, the thing is, baby, Mama was the open road. Yeah, rotten smells pretty good when it's all you know. Rotten smells pretty good when you're standing deep in trouble in the pouring rain. Tell myself this one little lie.
pay me any mind. Go on with the good times, just leave me here behind. If you see me all alone, please just let me be. Let me fade into the secret places of your memory. We'd like to start things over, we can't forget the past. What's the point in going back if you have the photograph? If your mind should wander, don't you let it rest on me. Let me fade into the secret places of your memory. My world, now we're hardly friends. Hate the way things ended, and it's so hard to pretend. How can we meet as strangers with no history of pain? Why clean the slate, forget the hate, and start brand new again? We'd like to start things over, we can't forget the past. What's the point in going back if you have the photograph? If your mind should wander, don't you let it rest on me. Let me fade into the secret places of your memory. Let me fade into the secret places of your memory.